Hey guys, this is Smithy. Welcome to my channel. Today's video is so special and I have been waiting for this palette for such a long time. I mean, it's just launched, so I don't know how long I've been waiting, but I've been like eyeing this palette to come in my mailbox so that I can play with it. It came in yesterday in my collection and I swatched it right away. I must say, Blend Bunny Cosmetics were on their game to ship this product because did I even say which palette are we talking about? We are gonna play with Blend Bunny Cosmetics Primal palette, which is it's the newest collection of their palette, and man oh man, the shades are so lovely. Let me first show you the palette. The artwork is truly stunning. This is like a raised packaging with like that snake leopard print, and oh my god, look at that. And with these butterflies and all, I love it. I just love it. You can see it in my like expressions, I'm pretty sure. And this is how the palette looks. Yes, I know what you're thinking. Smithy, you always keep saying you're not a colorful girl, right? Why do you have a rainbow palette? So listen to me, guys. I was very sure I need like one rainbow palette in my collection, and if I have to like one rainbow palette in my collection to play out with my collection that I already have with me, it needs to be Blend Bunny, because I've been hearing so many things about Blend Bunny Cosmetics from so many YouTubers. When Blend's palette came in, it was an all matte palette, and you know I love my shimmers. So I was like, but there is no shimmers at all. It looks lovely, but you know, those are like very primary colors. Like red means red, green, blue, orange, you know, purple. I mean, there were like some jet colors. When Surge came in, I loved it. Like I absolutely loved it, but I, being a chicken that I am, I was scared with the neon shades, and I'm more of like a muted person. I low-key regret not getting that palette. I really do, because although they have like one row of neon shades, they do have like muted shades too there. And I feel like that can be like one of my perfect palettes too. But then they came out with Dollhouse palette, which was like neutral, but I felt like it won't be complementary to my tan skin tone. Again, I was wrong, because I was talking to Karen here on YouTube, and she told me that she loves the palette, and I trust her opinion like 100%. I was like, Smithy, you totally missed out on that release too. So when Blend Bunny does a sale, I might pick that up too. Am I jumping the gun? Yes, I think I am, because I've not even put this palette on my eyes to know what the shades look like. But even by looking at this palette and swatching this, I can tell you, I would love this. Okay, and then came the Primal palette, and look at these tones. You know I am all up for that third row. I love my deep muted jewel tones. I love that this is there. I do not have a pastel palette in my collection. I love that there's a row of pastels here. And you also know I dread this second row because it's that Jatak in color, but I'm loving that this row is there. I know like a lot of people, a lot of YouTubers are all into this row. I'm a big scary cat when it comes to these shades, but it does have a row of shimmers which absolutely looks gorgeous and dimensional. You should see this in outside lighting, like under sunlight, how much dimension it creates. It's that squishy formula. If you know like that Beauty Bay formula or Glam Light formula, it's that squishy formula. When I touch it, it does move like here and there. So I would suggest you to put this with your fingers if you do have this palette. And then they have like a big pan of black and white, which I don't think I would go with like one small pan of like a regular size pan of a black or a white. So I am not up for this, like a big pan of black and white, but I know the story behind why she did this, because a lot of the audience for Blend Bunny is like Instagrammers who do like makeup artists and all, right? So they can get use out of like more of white and black because they tend to mix these shades. I would have loved, let me make this very clear, I would have loved if this was a regular pan size of black and white, or better if this whole row was the same like amount of shadows and they were all iridescent multichromes in the same color story. How beautiful that would be. Like, how beautiful. Blend Bunny, if you're watching me, ring this girl out. I really feel like, oh my god, this would have been lovely if that like iridescent multichrome shades was there. Like maybe on top of that, and oh my god, don't drop it, don't drop it. Maybe on top of that, like a shade that shifts from like a gold to a red here, and then maybe like a pink to a golden shifting shade, and then like a yellow to a blue shifting shade, and then green to a pink shifting shade, and like obviously a purple to a blue shifting shade. And you can do so much. You can do so much with this size of a palette. It's just unreal. Oh my god, the world is your oyster when you have these many shades in a palette, and that too colorful ones. If I have to critique something, I would say I feel like this and this, definitely it's different tones. One is a lilac, one is a warm tone pink, and one is more of like a pastel pink. Like even in the swatches, you can see this yellow, pastel yellow, and this pastel green. On my skin tone, it might just look the same. Similarly, this and this, yes, it might look a little more pink, but I would say if I mix this and this, I might get this. So I would have loved if this was like a pastel orange and this was like this pink, and maybe we had like a shade of like a true blue also there instead of having like so many, because we don't have blues here. Maybe we could have like shifted two of these like pinks to more of like a pastel blue, and maybe like a deep blue. I think that would have been lovely. But that's just me. I'm still super excited about this palette. So let's create some colorful looks on me. I have been diving into some colorful looks this month. If you guys have been like following me, you know I dread greens and I've done so many green looks I cannot even tell you. Let me tell you, this Primal palette retails at $43, and this palette has 26 shades, 24 regular size shades, and then 2 big pan shades. I loved the shipping of Blend Bunny Cosmetics. I kid you not. I placed the order as soon as it launched, like within 2 minutes of its launch, I placed the order. Within 2 hours, I got the shipping notice. I looked at my phone twice to even see if it's like an order confirmation notice or it's a shipping notice. And no, it was a shipping notice. I am impressed with Blend Bunny's customer service and how fast they ship the products. This came to me within 3 days. It's just my problem that I did not like right away film with it because it was all like windy and stormy and like cloudy, and I wanted some sun for putting these colors on my eyes. That's just me. So let's dive right in. Another thing that like delayed my whole process was my brushes were not clean, and I wanted some clean brushes for this vibrant eyeshadows. I am using my Anastasia's eye primer on my eyes. I know I have done my eyeliner and mascara. Ignore that. Just completely ignore that. I had to record some other video, but I'm just gonna go over everything and just apply this as if there's nothing else there. And then we'll go over with the eyeliner and mascara after we are done with it. I'm applying this Anastasia primer because it's more of like a white base. And because these shades, especially the pastel shades that needs to pop on my eyes against my skin tone, I'm using more of a white base. I'm feeling like doing 2 eye looks, so I might go with like a warm tone look and then a cool tone look and then see how it proceeds. So let's start off with this. Actually, let's start off with this yellow called Ray. It's like a sunshine yellow. So I'm gonna concentrate that. I should have not done my face makeup, but that's okay. I need some powder. I'm gonna take my Wet n Wild powder and then just heavily pat it underneath the eyes. And I'm gonna just do this so that if there's any fallout, it falls on that. And then I can just brush it after I'm done with my eye makeup. So am I gonna look crazy? Yes, bear with me. Let's continue with Ray. This beautiful sunshine yellow shade. I'm gonna concentrate that on the inner third of my eye. Let's actually take this shade, which is Prey, on the same brush, because why not? And then just blend the edges. Just like that. And then let's take the shade Untamed. So pigmented, so pigmented. Okay. I'm gonna take this here on the center of my eyelid, mixing it with that yellow shade. I'm building it like light layer by light layer because I definitely don't want like too much of pigment at once. I'm concentrating that mainly on my crease. Like that. I'm gonna go back to that yellow shade Ray and just mix the edges with that orange shade. Is it outside my comfort zone? Yes, for sure. Like, for sure. I'm gonna take the shade Rome. Just go on the edges with it. Oh my god, the blend is so nice. Cannot even tell you. Oh my god, that's stunning. Okay, I'm gonna go with this shade Warning here. Like after orange. So it's going to be yellow, orange, and then pink. Very light pressure. And then I'm going to go back to this shade Nectar at the edges. Oh my god, look at that. Look at the blend. It's not me, it's the shadow. Like, I can guarantee that. Okay, now let's take the shade Huntress. Meanwhile, I've just used one brush. And let's put that right next to that pink. And then blend it into that warm tone pink shade, the Nectar shade here. I am obsessed with the blend. I cannot lie. For the deepening shade, I want to take this shade Lethal. You have no idea how excited I am to use this shade. I'm gonna take that right on the outer corners. Oh my god, look at that shade. Okay, calm down. Oh my god. Oh my goodness, I cannot. Absolutely cannot. Like, cannot. Okay, gonna start with Lethal on the outer corners of my lower lash line. Just like that. I'm gonna go to Warning. Go to Untamed. And then go to Nectar. And just blend all the edges. Just like that. What am I gonna go with the shimmers for? I have no idea. Actually, I do. I do. Okay. I'm gonna take the shade Feral. Look how smooth that shimmer is. Okay, I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna go on the center of my eyelid. I'm just using my fingers. I just feel that's gonna pop more with my fingers. So I'm just gonna do that. It's so smooth, guys. So smooth. I have no words. I'm gonna go dip back into the shade Lethal. I don't want to lose that depth. I'm gonna go into Soil, right in the outer corners, just right there. Oh my god, oh my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna go into this shade Regal, the golden shade. Oh my god, this is stunning. It's so smooth, so smooth. Okay, I'm gonna take that from the inner corners and just mix it into that pink shade. Oh my god. Okay, let me finish off this eye with some liner and mascara and I'll get right back. And that is my first look. I am so in love with this look. You have no idea. You have no idea. Let's start off with the second eye look. I think I'm gonna go in the same route and see where it takes me. Okay, let's go with this Toxin shade, the green shade. You know how much I'm scared of this green. But let's just go. Super pigmented for sure. Like, look at that. I'm gonna concentrate that in the inner third of my eyelid, just like that. And I'm gonna go over the edges with Luna. Oh wow, that's popping on my eyes. It is popping on my eyes. Oh, I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. I don't think there's any green in my collection that pops like that. Like that pastel and pops on my skin tone. Impressive. Well done, Blend Bunny. I'm gonna take this shade, Camouflage. Okay, let's see. I just want to use as many shades as I can, just to show you guys. Look at that pop. That's crazy. Why am I only using greens? I have no idea, but I'm actually loving that tone. Okay, let's move on to this shade, which is Poisonous. You know, I so badly want to use like this section alone to create some look. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna take this purple right in the center of my eyelid and just blend it with that green. You have to be very careful when you're blending green and purple together. You don't want to over mix it, but you do want to blend it too. I'm gonna take this shade, which is Mimic, and go over the edges of that purple. Oh my god, that pastels are popping. I am impressed with those pastels for sure. I'm gonna go into Ink shade. Right here, because we're getting close to the outer corners. Look at that. That is like a blue purple shade. I'm going to dip back into Poisonous shade for that purple shade. I'm going to dip into this shade, which is Exotic. It's like magenta. Oh, such a pretty shade. Look at that. Wow. I'm gonna take that in the outer corners and just blend that deep inky shade with it. Oh my god, I'm in love with that shade. Okay, I'm gonna take this shade Instinct and just go over the extreme outer corners with it and just deepen up my outer corners. We're gonna come back to that purple shade, the magenta shade, but let me just first deepen this out. I'm gonna take the same shade Instinct and go on the lower lash line on the outer corners. I'm gonna go to this Exotic shade, which I'm in love with, and go on my lower lash line with that. I'm gonna go back to this shade Exotic and just melt that in the outer corners. Go into Poisonous. Intensify the center of my lid. I'm just wiping my brush as much as I can on like a tissue paper. And then I'm just gonna go back to Toxin shade here and just intensify my inner third. Just blend it with that purple shade. Now for the shimmer, I want to take this shade, which is Pheromone, this one, the last shade in the palette. Because it's a purple, I do want to take that. I'm gonna take, oh my god, look at that. Oh my god. I'm taking it right in the center of my eyelid. Oh, that is stunning. Absolutely stunning. I'm gonna take this shade Regal again, just because I feel like if I take that green shade, it's gonna be super deep. Let me swatch it and see. Yeah, see, can you see that? It's gonna be super, super deep. So I'm gonna take that Regal shade again, the golden shade, and just plop that on that green, just so that it feels like more of a greeny gold rather than like gold. Especially because the green is on the background, it's gonna show it more as like a green gold. Oh, I'm in love. Love, absolute love. I'm gonna go with the winged shade right on the edges of my eye look, just so that, like, because it's gone super deep and dark, there's no harsh lines. And then I'm just gonna clean up this eye with some liner and mascara, and I'll get right back. And that's my second look. I really hope that you guys enjoyed both the eye looks that I created. Both of them are super, super different, super unique, super colorful for me. But I must say, I have enjoyed using this palette. Although I'm not like a color lover, but I feel like this would be such a unique palette in my collection. I definitely can vouch that I do not have those tones in my collection at all. Like the first row is completely unique. I'm loving this shade Exotic. Even that Poisonous shade is super unique. It's more like a blue purple shade. Toxin, definitely do not have in my collection. Ray, yes, I would say. Untamed, Warning, completely new to my collection. Camouflage, this palette is truly unique in my collection, I would say. If I have to say that some of the shades that like would be like dupes in my shade, I would say Instinct would be, Lethal would be, Soil would be, Potent would be, obviously this Black and White, and maybe this one, Morph and Pheromone. Apart from that, I think the mattes are super unique to my collection. And I'm saying those tones, even the shades that I mentioned that like are dupeable, is because I do have the Giant Wolves palette from Odin's Eye. But otherwise, oh my god, this palette is so easy to work with. The shades just blend together with each other so nicely. I feel like I had a little more of a problem in this eye, and that's because I was blending green and like that blue purple together. But that's user error, I would say, because I am not like a green user so much on my eye, and that's mainly because that shade is really difficult to like blend on the eyes. But still, I feel like all these tones are so good on like at least on my tan skin tone, I would say. And I have seen so many videos on this palette already with like different like skin tones. I've watched Karen's video, who is more like tanner than me, I would say. I've watched Annette's video, she's like more paler than me. I've watched like Heather Austin's video. All of those tones, like skin tones, are different to me, and I feel like it pops on every skin tone. And I feel like this palette, if you have been eyeing Blend Bunny Cosmetics, you just need to figure out like what is your color story in their line, and you would be absolutely amazed with the quality of the eyeshadows, because I really feel that this palette's quality is top notch. Yeah, that's all that I'm gonna say. I really hope that you find your color story from Blends Bunny Cosmetics, and if you've been eyeing any rainbow palette, look no further. Go with Blend Bunny Cosmetics, and they have covered you like for good, I would say. But yes, that's all for today. I really hope that you guys enjoyed both the eye looks that I created for you guys. Do let me know in the comment section below which out of these was your favorite eye look. Do you like the warm color story, or do you like the cooler color story on me? But yes, you know what to do. If you did like this video, do give it a thumbs up, and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell so that you're notified every time that I post next. I generally upload 3 videos every single week, every Tuesdays, Thursdays and Saturdays at 9 AM Eastern Standard Time. Until next time, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.